Hi, today we're going to work on a human face, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do some shading within it. So I'm looking at a picture of my son, who's actually really young in this picture. So I'm just going to start by making this real oval shaped head, and I'm trying to get the size that I like, so I just keep going around a little bit. And if we know the separation marks about going halfway and then another half from the eye line to the chin, and then another separation from the nose to the bottom of the chin, okay, then we can get like a basic idea of where these are. I think his head is tilted down a little bit, so his chin's going to look a little small. But I like to kind of get this shape first, and then I'm just going to chisel in a little bit. And really note, if you're looking at a picture, where the neck starts to come out and your collars of your shirts. Okay, and honestly, I still have to do a lot of chiseling around here to get the features in. So I'm just going to very quickly put this down. And then we'll work from here a little bit. Okay. So he has a lot of hair that's kind of in the front and it comes around. So his hair is going to really pop off of his head quite a bit. And I just want to get some of the basic shapes of everything down here. So I'm going to start with some of the shape of his hair by kind of getting these areas correct. For the most part, things should kind of fall in line pretty good. This is going to be a very quick sketch. And he's got some really cute long hair. I love it. He had some. And on the top, when you do hair, you're taking how the hair falls over and certain. It's almost like you're brushing your hair. That's how I kind of think about it. And I'm thinking of like drawing in the darker lines. You do not want to have line, line, line for hair. So I'm going to actually put down sections. I'm going to put down where I see my lines are pretty dark. And then I am just going to kind of section in. So I see a little spot here. There's these bangs that kind of come down. Okay. And coming around like this. So, and then I'm looking for pieces that are lighter, which I have a pretty light area in here, and I have this darker area over here. This is a very quick rough in. Okay. And right next to the face, usually, you're going to have some nice dark areas, which this is not dark enough yet, but anyway. Okay, and then I like to start, I want to see like where the nose is. And I can see that this is very thick for his face. So we want to chisel this in. And I'm going to shade in these portions of the face. I want to chisel the face. And some of this neck in here. So that's going to be fairly dark. Okay. And now I'm going to get where his nose is. So his nose is actually kind of down a little bit from that halfway line that went from his eye line, which this is supposed to be the eye line, which is I think basically the center. But his head looks like it's tipped down a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make this a little smaller down here. Everything's going to kind of pull down a little bit from the line that I made. So he's pretty young. His nose is going to be just a little button nose. And we don't want to put too many lines when we're drawing a nose, because noses are mostly shading. You may see a few lines here and there, but really, if you get in the shading, which I've got my blending stump here, that's going to work really good with a nose, and you'll see any areas that will define the nose are dark. So, and it also will be light. So you'll have an area right in here. I see an area right in here that's actually really light. Think about there being almost like a ball at the end of the nose, and some people really do have that ball at the end. Some of them are very narrow. So right in this area where the nostrils are, you're going to really see how this nose is shaped, how it takes place. So this curve kind of goes this way. Okay, and then I've got a pretty good shading area right here coming up, and that's going to go right into his eye. And it gets lighter as it comes out, and you'll see with the blending stump I can really do that good. Okay, his eye. I'm going to go right into his eye. And I'm just going to make his gut, since he's young, he's got really big eyes. It's going to seem like his eyes are really big. So now it's going to line up with my nostril here. That's where the eye would basically start. So, and I don't want it to be too dark for a young person. So some of my shading is going to have to come out there. Get a little shape to his eye. Okay, so underneath his nose, so this is actually a little bit darker. I'm going to keep that in a little darker. And also in this area, we're going to add some shading, because this is where your nose, this is the top of your nose, and this is where it's underneath. So that is definitely going to be shaded if you think about it like that. And then you actually have your shaded part from the cast of your nose right down here. Okay, and all right, and let's get this shaped a little bit over here, because his space is not this wide. So go something a little more like this. Okay, and we'll get some hair in here. You can't see his ears because his hair will cover his ears. Okay, now I'm just going to put in a couple. Now the one thing that you don't see too much is our eyebrows. It really depends on a person's eyebrows, how light they are. And him being so young in this picture, they are very light. So I'm just putting in like a medium value a little bit, and framing off where the hair would be. I get a medium value in there. Not. I could start to use my blending stump a little bit. And get some of this hair in there over there. Okay. A little bit of the neck. A little. You don't want to get this too heavy. Okay. I do see a little wink of his eyebrow in there, just a little tiny bit. Okay. Now, I can use my blending stump and start to blend some of this. Right in here, we're going to have some shading. And think about the skull. I just got a little too much in there, and that's something you're going to have to be careful about. Just use your eraser and tap out. A kneaded eraser is really good to use for this. I'm just going to bring this down here. Just use some of this on here. Yeah. I'm going to put in his upper lip. And since he's young too, he's got these peaks. Not that you'll have your peaks too when you get older, but when you're young, you tend to have like a nice full lip here. Babies. And it just looks a little more. And also this area in here is definitely going to be softened a little bit. We'll pick up some. A little too much was on my blending stump. So his top lip is going to seem a little plumper. A little upturn on the corner of their mouth.